Coming up on Channel 8 News, we've got tips on how to avoid the flu. Also, Kansas State University saw a Chinese New Year's celebration at McCain Auditorium.
We also find out how one rodeo cowboy is putting his own spin on directing at the Manhattan Arts Center. All this and more coming up next on Channel 8 News.
As you can see here, we got some more sleet last night, and hopefully it doesn't continue throughout the weekend. Find out later on the weather forecast during Channel 8 News.
This is KKSU-LD, covering Manhattan, Riley County, and the Flint Hills, broadcasting in high definition from Kansas State University. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Hello and welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Grant Miller.
And I'm Zach Radabaugh. The flu season has hit especially hard this winter, with many states reporting widespread flu symptoms, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. As the week of February 10th, Kansas and many other Midwest states are reporting the highest level of influenza-like activity. The Lafayette Health Center has reported that a few hundred students have come to them with confirmed influenza symptoms. As the flu season is approaching its peak, Abby King from the Lafayette Health Center offers some quick tips on how to prevent the flu.
We've had 110 cases in January and then 78 cases in February of positive influenza. That can vary from influenza A to influenza B. And we're continuing to see a rise of cases. Hopefully we'll hit our peak here soon. Get vaccinated. We're still doing that here at Lafayette. And so you just call to make an appointment for that. And obviously good hand washing, staying away from anyone else that's sick or ill. And then if you are sick yourself, just to make sure and stay home, especially if you have a fever.
What's happening to prompter? Lafayette Health Center is open 8 to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 on Fridays, and Saturday from 10 to 1 p.m. The flu season is expected to subside as we continue further toward the end of winter. The National Bio and Agro Defense Facility is currently under construction and is designed to be a biosafety level 4 laboratory. It will replace the aging Plume Island Disease Center based in New York. The building is set to be the nation's foremost animal disease research facility with a budget of $1.25 billion. Manhattan has chosen to be the facility location in 2009 after a 3-year national selection process. The build site is located on the corner of Denison and Kimball. The location is selected due to its proximity to K-State Biosecurity Research Institutes. The location also puts the facility close to veterinary and agricultural buildings for the purpose of research and access to expertise. The facility is expected to be operational as early as 2022. The RCPD will be looking for a new director after current director Brad Schoen announced his retirement after 36 years of service. Schoen was hired as a patrol officer on New Year's Day in 1983 and was appointed director in 2007. Schoen made a statement about his time with the RCPD. "I like the work. I have always liked the work. It was fun. For the first 2 years that I came to work, I didn't even take a vacation. It was so fun. Here we are, 36 years later." Schoen will remain the RCPD director through the rest of 2018 as the department will immediately begin the process of finding a new director.
An assistant professor of dance at Kansas State has received a large grant from the Nation Endowment of the Arts to produce a new show. Channel 8 reporter Adam Cook has more on the story.
In a dance classroom at Nichols Hall, assistant professor of dance Kate Digby helps choreograph for many student dancers at Kansas State. As well as choreographing Kansas State shows, Kate also spends her time creating and working on Search for Some Morgue, an interactive dance performance for which she received a $15,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts to put on.
I'm collaborating with a theater artist, a digital media artist, and a science artist who founded and directs the research and development for this company called BioPack that manufactures biosensors that can measure heart rate, breath rate, your skin temperature.
Although much of her time is spent creating Search for Some Morgue, Kate still comes to Nichols Hall to help choreograph the spring dance show, which is set to be performed in April. And for all you dancers out there, I can assure you, dancing is no easy task.
Kate still works tirelessly with the students of dance at K-State. One of her students had nothing but good things to say about her.
I have worked with many teachers, and she's a teacher that gets students really inspired because she teaches with her heart.
Search for Some Morgue, is expected to be finished in the spring of 2020 and could possibly be shown by many different companies around the nation. From Manhattan, I'm Adam Cook, Channel 8 News.
You can celebrate the arrival of spring and catch some of Kate's and other faculty members' work at the Spring Dance Show on April 6th and 7th at McCain Auditorium.
Coming up, we will talk to the director and program coordinator of Hope Ranch.
But first, we'll take a look at how local theater director's Cowboy Pass has influenced his productions. Stay tuned.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
Research. It's applying the bigger picture toward the greater good. Defending the world from adversaries, both seen and unseen. Interpreting realities to unlock solutions. It's our land-grant mission to serve our world utilizing sharp minds, from first-year students to world-renowned experts. What makes research so strong at Kansas State University? Vision, progress, you.
At the Manhattan Arts Center, audience members will be entertained by local acting performances. What the audience members may be surprised to hear is that the director of the play is a rodeo cowboy. Channel 8 reporter Chase Swinson has the story.
At half a full light, you're on. This will make sense Sunday. Go.
For Kim Riley, many nights are spent at the Manhattan Arts Center, directing plays for the local residents to watch and enjoy. What may surprise many people is the fact that Kim was at one point not only just a theater director, but was also a rodeo cowboy.
My dad was a cattle dealer, a cowboy, and I grew up in rodeo. That was his side of the family. Mom's side were entertainers, my dad's side were cowboys. And I grew up in rodeo and competed into my 50s.
It is Kim's background in rodeo that has provided the actors at the Manhattan Arts Center with a unique directing experience. Local actor Nacy Pellis has seen his experience in rodeo come out at rehearsal.
He was using some kind of rodeo term. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but we were basically herding cattle by herding one of our members that was getting arrested for the play.
As a stage manager, Shireen Scott has noticed that under Kim's guidance, her creativity has been able to shine.
I think that he's kind of let me step outside the box. So I like taking old things and making them into new things.
At night, Kim Riley can be seen directing castmates right here at Manhattan Arts Center. Take one. But by day, he lives the life of a rodeo cowboy. What may seem like two drastically different lifestyles have a lot more in common than what meets the eye.
Rodeo is theater. We do what we do all day, and then we go rehearse, and we put on our costume, and we go put on a show.
Either rodeo cowboy or theater director, there is one thing for sure. Kim Riley is going to put on a show.
There's times I'm a cowboy and there's times I'm a director, but that's just a day, isn't it?
Kim's latest production, a Sherlock Holmes comedy mystery, The Game's Afoot, opens at the Manhattan Arts Center on Friday night and runs for the next 2 weekends. In Manhattan, Kansas, Chase Swinson, Channel 8 News.
To see Kim Riley in action or to see other performances that are going on at the Manhattan Arts Center, you can visit their website at www.manhattanarts.org.
The 62nd annual K-State Rodeo was held last weekend at Weber Hall on the Kansas State University campus. 450 contestants from 18 colleges and universities in the Central Plains regions traveled to Manhattan to compete. A few events at the rodeo included bareback bronco, tie-down roping, breakaway roping, goat tying, barrel racing, and more. After the rodeo, everything has to be taken out of Weber Arena, including panels, bucking chutes, banners, and anything else Rodeo Club puts in.
we changed a few things the last couple weeks, but we'll work on that sooner next year, and we'll keep practicing. We have 5 more rodeos this spring to finish up the year season, so we'll head to Fort Scott here in a few weeks, and then 4 more in April.
Hope Ranch is an organization that strives to improve the lives of physically, emotionally, and socially disabled individuals through horsemanship. Ken Scroggs, Hope Ranch director, joins us in studio with Channel 8 reporter Chase Swinson to tell us what they do. Chase?
Thanks, Zach and Grant. Thanks again, Ken, for joining us here today in our humble studio here at Dole Hall, despite the weather even. So, for the folks at home, could you give us a little kind of insight on what you guys do exactly at Hope Ranch?
Okay, Hope Ranch is a therapeutic riding center for individuals with disabilities. And when you say disabilities, that's a huge span, because we do everything from people in wheelchairs, MSCP, all the way down to just emotional problems that they've dealt with. Some of the people that refer to us are counselors, school districts, and even a lot of the associations here in town. So we work with all kind of individuals with disabilities.
Okay. Speaking of those kind of disabilities, what all the clients, what kind of disabilities do you see? Do you see a wide range? Do you see a certain type? Physical?
Yeah, we do. We even have a ramp that we can load people in wheelchairs. There's quite a few physical. There are some emotional, Down syndrome. It covers a whole array from one to the other. It's pretty big.
And I'm sure with a job kind of like that, running a kind of organization like that, I'm sure you get a lot of good stories. Are there any in particular you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you start talking about therapeutic riding, there are a lot of different aspects to how it helps people emotionally, physically, and then even how they feel about themselves, because it's one of those things when you have a child walk up there actually moving 1,100 or 1,200 pound horse around, it's different. I mean, and they feel that.
Especially someone who wouldn't, say, for example, it doesn't have the ability to walk. That'd
Right.
be a real big moment. Yeah.
Right. One of those examples was we were working with Fort Riley with some PTSD soldiers, and one of the soldiers wanted his daughter to come out and ride, and unbeknownst to us, this had some huge effect on their relationship, because with PTSD, the person changes, and so I didn't even realize that the children themselves get a totally different dad.
Yeah.
And so this gave them a starting point to actually start working to come back together.
Kind of realize who they are as each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
For an audience member, you guys have volunteers come in. How would one, say someone out there wants to join you guys, kind of help you out, how would one come about the process of volunteering? Is it a difficult one? Or?
Well, no, it's not hard. We have HopeRanchKS.org is the website, and they can go on there and actually get the application, because we have volunteer training. If you don't have any experience with horses, it doesn't matter, but there's volunteer training. We have a Facebook page. They can go check that out, and our program coordinator, Cassidy, will help them get everything filled. That's really simple and easy and a lot of fun.
Perfect. Ken, thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
Back to the desk.
Thanks, Chase. Later in the show, we'll find out how the results from the K-State's golf team's tournament went.
Also find out how locals are celebrating the Chinese New Year, coming up in just 90 seconds.
Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Cats and Sooners tied at 5, and the Cats trying to win a Big 12 title for the first time ever. Outside, it gets away to the plate. Kansas State has its title. Ships it in the middle, a header into the goal, and a score for K-State.
The best kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors. with the flexibility to fit your life.
We'll be working on Project 3 this week. It's a group project.
For your comfort and safety, vital baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus. Always on, always there.
Last month, we as Americans celebrated the New Year with friends and family. But this past weekend at McCain Auditorium, it was the celebration of the Chinese New Year. Channel 8 reporter DJ Render was there to tell us more about the event.
The Chinese New Year has come upon us, and with the Chinese Spring Festival coming into effect, what better way is there to help celebrate this holiday? This is a big event within the Chinese culture. It consisted of custom dancing, group performances, and solo performances. And since we have numerous of students here who attend K-State that are from China, this is the perfect opportunity for these students to connect with their inner culture.
For Chinese Spring Festival, it's Lunar New Year, and it's for Chinese New Year. In China, we always gather together and with family, with friends, but here we are overseas. We can't go back to China, but we can gather here and celebrate our New Year.
Although this was a Chinese event, there were many other people of different races who attended the festival to celebrate the Chinese New Year. I got a chance to speak with a couple of different people to discuss their experience that they had with the festival.
I liked the different variety of the music, but they showed how, even though it's a different culture, they was able to adapt to like rock and roll, the Christian music, everything that we do, they can do in their language.
For some K-State students, this was a good way to get out their comfort zones and explore new things that they haven't seen before. At McCain Auditorium, I am DJ Render, Channel 8 News.
It seems like DJ had a lot of fun at this event. There was even a raffle drawing at the end of this festivities with the winner taking home a set of Beats headphones.
For basketball fans attending the K-State women's game this Sunday, weather anchor Brett Huntington tells me we might need a jacket to pack for the rain.
That's right, Grant. I heard there might be a little chilly weather this weekend. Brett is here to give us all of the answers. Brett?
Thanks, Grant and Zach. Let's take a look at the national weather. Across the United States, it's going to be pretty chilly for the most part, but it is going to warm up in a couple areas. So as we look towards western Seattle, it's going to be lower 40s with the sun out, and then so it's a little chilly, but as we move down south towards Los Angeles, it's going to be 60 degrees with the sun. And if you live in LA, that might be pretty cold to you, but in Kansas, that feels like summertime. So as we take a step towards Austin here, which is 47 degrees, it's going to be a little bit of thunderstorms, so watch out for that. And then 37 degrees in Chicago with sun peeking out a little bit, and then 47 in New York with a chance of rain. And then, but the real spot place to be is Atlanta, which is pushing 80 degrees with the sun about to come out. So it's going to be a pretty nice day there, but sadly, it's not going to be the same for around Kansas. Pretty much around the whole state of Kansas, it's going to be upper 20s, so pretty chilly around there. If you're looking at western Kansas and Sherman, upper 20s, about 27. Then around Haskell is going to be 26. If we take a look at Jefferson, it's going to be 26 again, and then Neosho, just that upper 20s. But right here in Riley County, again, upper 20s. So if we're looking at tomorrow's agenda here, it's going to be at sunrise, it's going to be about 27 degrees and cloudy, and then lunch at noon, again, about a 10-degree increase, upper 30s, and then sunset, it's going to be about 40 degrees and cloudy. So as we move on to our 5-day forecast, hopefully it gets a little bit better weather as we go throughout the week. But so far on Friday and Saturday, we're having mid-40s, upper 40s, and on Saturday there is that chance of freezing rain, so watch out for that and make sure you're staying safe outside. But then between Sunday through Tuesday, it's going to get a lot warmer, moving towards some better weather. And then for Sunday, about 50, and then Monday, 54, and then Tuesday, moving towards that better weather around mid-60s. So hopefully it gets a little better. But again, freezing rain, watch out on Saturday. But through Sunday and Tuesday, hopefully it's going to get a lot better weather. And hopefully that increases through the week. But back to you guys at the desk, Zach.
Thanks, Brett. Coming up, Kansas State's men's basketball sits in the 3rd place in the Big 12 after their win over Texas.
Schultz one, high and deep to left, goodbye.
Shot to right, K-State's going to try and score 2. Another play at the play, but this time Brennan slides past the tag. And Brad Hill is the all-time winningest coach in K-State history.
family that does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
A family that believes diversity, inclusion, and sportsmanship are expectations.
A family that is supportive and seeks to promote a positive environment.
A family that treats all people with respect and dignity.
No matter their color, creed, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
We are an empowered family.
Who empowers family.
Welcome to K-State. This is who we are.
A lot has happened in the world of sports this week.
A couple of K-State basketball victories and K-State's golf team hitting the course. For more, Channel 8 sports reporter Tiffany Horn has your updates.
Thanks, Zach and Grant. Many students stayed in the cold weather this week. However, the K-State basketball teams were still in action. The K-State men's golf team struggled this past fall, failing to make the top 7 as a team in all 4 of their tournaments. However, the Cats have a reason to be optimistic heading into the spring season. Margot Coltrane has the story.
Coming back from an unsatisfactory fall season, the K-State men's golf team is heading into the spring with hopes for a successful turnaround and a chance at regionals.
Talent-wise, we have the talent to do it. It would just need to be consistent. And I think if we can play consistently this spring and just improve from tournament to tournament, I think we'll have a good shot. But, our goal is to go out there, to show improvement every day, show improvement every tournament, and then, if we prepare like we're supposed to and play with some confidence and have some consistency, then I think we'll be where we need to be at the end of the year.
Last week, 4 members of the K-State men's golf team placed in the top 7 in the USA Individual Tournament in Mobile, Alabama. Sophomore Ben Fernandez led the team, tying for 4th place, with Jacob Eklund, Jeremy Gandon, and Trent Evans tying for 7th.
Last week was more like kind of a practice thing because we played individually, we didn't play as a team. And since we didn't play, we didn't get the chance to really practice because of the weather. It was a good opportunity to go there and practice.
After a good performance last week at the USA Individual Tournament, the men's golf team hopes to continue that momentum into the tournament in Tallahassee this weekend and into the rest of the spring season. The team competed among each other last weekend in a 54-hole qualifier, where some younger members stepped up and were added to the roster for the upcoming tournament at Florida State.
It's supposed to be in the 80s there, all 3 days over there, so excited to get in some warm weather, wear some shorts, and hopefully play some good golf.
The Seminole Tournament will be the first team event for the K-State men. In Manhattan,
practice weather, Coach Grant Roberts sees his players. What is he doing? Despite the cold practice weather, Coach Grant Roberts sees his players' recent career low rounds as a good sign for what's to come. Kansas State women's basketball took on West Virginia at home this week on Tuesday. Forward Peyton Williams led the Cats with 18 points on their 13th game, scoring above 15 points this season. Senior Kaylee Page was not far behind with 16 points. Kayla Goth and Rachel Ranke combined for 25 in the contest. The West Virginia Mountaineers had all 5 starters scoring into the double digits, coming back from an 0-5 run with a 12-point run unanswered by K-State. The Wildcats put up a fight, but fell to the Mountaineers 75-66.
I struggled to get everybody moving in the offense, so my only response to that was to try to go score, go make plays. But, Kaylee Page shot the ball well. I'm pretty sure that's where the majority of my assists came from, so props to her.
Things or tried to. We've tried a little bit of everything, but we tried to simplify this game plan pretty much, and so that we could hopefully play faster. And in stretches we did, but ultimately West Virginia made good plays tonight.
K-State men's basketball took the court against the Texas Longhorns last night. The Cats blew away the Iowa State Cyclones last Saturday and were looking to add the Longhorns to the grill. The Wildcats showed up and took the victory 58-48. Kansas State guard Barry Brown put up 16 points with forward Dean Wade not far behind, netted himself 13 points and 3 assists. Forward Xavier Sneed had 13 rebounds on the night. Manhattan High School took on Junction City on Tuesday. The last time the girls from Manhattan tipped off against Blue Jays of Junction City, the Indians won 74-30. The Manhattan High boys also had history with the Junction City Indians, boasting an 8-year win streak. Both boys and girls from Manhattan walked away with victories over Junction City. The girls won 63-28, and the boys took the win in overtime with the score of 65-61. That's all we have for sports this week. Back to you at the desk, Zach and Grant.
Thanks, Tiffany. Cold weather and rain coming up in the forecast.
Stay tuned to find out how to stay warm and dry over the weekend.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, light baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
When I hear the phrase giving back,
it means an opportunity for me to do something for others.
Volunteering exposes you to different ways of life and different people around the world.
They teach you just as much as you teach them.
it allows you to understand the social issues that we face. The only people who can resolve those social issues is us, and that's starting with our community.
I think for me it means just really embodying what it means to be a part of that K-State family.
K-State athletics team with Courts for Kids, and we went to Costa Rica, a town called Leona Veja.
We went to Dallas to volunteer at Aid Services of Dallas.
I believe everybody should have education, and that's why I volunteer at a high school.
It's a family atmosphere, and we're here to take care of each other, and I think that K-State Proud and other things that students do really embody that family atmosphere that we've been taught since we got here.
What motivates Wildcats to give back?
Empathy.
Kindness.
You.
Welcome back. So, Brett, do you have any tips for us to stay warm and safe over the severe winter weather?
I actually do. So, keep an extra emergency kit, especially if you have any problems in your car. So consider adding an ice scraper, sand for traction, and some jumper cables. Make sure you always have a cell phone with you for any emergencies. Always have a charger, keep that completely charged. Have a generator powerful enough to power all the essentials in your home. And definitely keep extra blankets, sleeping bags, and some warm winter clothes. And as far as the area closings, there's definitely more than just the schools. So around there we'll have the Riley County Senior Service Center, the Manhattan Public Library, and the Riley County VITA program, and the Pottawatomie County Public Transportation. So yeah, basically just make sure you're staying safe out there, and make sure you have all the essentials that you need to basically make sure you're not staying safe. So if you slip on any black ice or anything, don't hit the brakes, just kind of just ride it through and make sure you keep enough traction to keep yourself safe. Make sure you always have a car, charger, everything, just so all your necessary essentials, just in case anything bad goes on. Make sure always extra sleeping bags. You don't want to be caught in the cold out here.
This is Channel 8 News.